to my Flosstube Pattern Keeper hints and tips tutorial. So this video is really around looking at different ways that you can use Pattern Keeper to help you with charts that wouldn't normally be fully supported. So here we're talking about charts that may have half stitches or beads, or even if you just want to put some information into your chart just to help you on your way. So I'm in Pattern Keeper at the moment, and what you can see here is a Teresa Wentzler chart that I have actually just done the first part of the import, but I haven't completed it all the way through doing the verify import so that I can show you some of those features. So let's start just by going into that chart, and I need to input the thread numbers. So we're starting off with our blank chart and with our symbols on the left that all need colouring. So if I pop to the PDF, what we'll see towards the second page is our list of colours, and we can see that we've got some single colours, we've got some blends, but also we've got some Mill Hill beads and some Krynic metallics, which are actually for back stitching, so we won't be entering here. So let's just start by getting these colours in. So that is a 676 in DMC, which is the horse. So 676, and we'll get that one in there. And the X is 729, 729. So we'll just work down these quickly and get them in. 677. And the circle is 520. 520. The Z 3363. And the open bracket 522 or C. Now the triangle, that's a blend. So our first colour is 435, and we're going to blend it. So this is the little blend symbol. And the second colour, which is also a DMC, is 680. And we'll save that so we can see the blend. The heart is another blend, 420, and we blend it with 434, and we'll save that one. And we have this little symbol which hasn't imported 100% correctly. It's actually a little section of this glass bead here, 40557. It's a gold bead. So what I'm going to do here, because I don't obviously have Mill Hill beads here, is I'm going to make it a custom. I'm going to select a colour that I think's a gold colour. That's absolutely fine. And what I'm going to just type in is Mill Hill 40057. That's 40557 even, and tap save. So we've now got the colour, and I know it's a little Mill Hill bead. And the same for this little square box is a plum bead. So we'll go for a custom colour, and we'll find a nice plummy purple maybe. We'll go for that. And the colour is Mill Hill 42012, and save that. So if I just go back to the mock-up, you can see now that we have the colours in place for the chart, and we can see that the Mill Hill beads are in position, which is these we can see around the middle. So if I go into the chart now, what you can see on the right hand side, we can see our beads. As long as they have a symbol, this will work. And we can see the blends that we've put in. So I'm just going to go back to Edit Legend, and we'll just use this chart to show some of the other things that I've occasionally used it for. So instead of Mill Hill beads, these may be, for example, a half stitch. And it may be a half stitch in colour 550, a purple, a nice purple. So in order for me to recognise that it's a half stitch, what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to call it a blend, and I'm just going to type half in here, and I'm just going to pick another purple colour so that it looks purple all the way through roughly. And if I just do that again on this one, so I will say this one is a DMC in 666, because I can remember that's red. and it's a half. So I'm going to pop that in. So again, when I'm in my actual chart, we'll see that I can see that those symbols I've flagged to myself that they are half stitches. So you can also use this where, say you have a chart that isn't fully supported, maybe the search is picking up 2 symbols instead of just 1. Again, what I can do is I'll stick to having it 666. Instead of saying it's a half stitch, I can just remind myself that it searches heart as well. Yeah, or I'll just put heart in fact, just keep it short. Heart to remind me that if I select that symbol, heart will also be selected. And it's just a visual reminder that when I'm in the chart, when I come back in here, if I've got one of those charts that sometimes picks up 2 colours, if I select that symbol, the heart will also show up so that I can just remind myself to keep an eye out and not just to go blindly through. The other thing that I wanted to have a quick mention about was the number of stitches and the total number of stitches. There's often some confusion about how this is worked out. So the stitches today is literally, if I fill some stitches in, I'm going to do some stitching. I'm going to mark it as done. I have 11 stitches, and I have 11 of the total number of stitches done and the percentage. If on the day that I stitch them, I frog, those stitches will be removed from my stitch today number. You can see it takes a moment sometimes to 8, and my total number of stitches also has gone down here. What is important to remember is if I have a chart, and I'm going to go to a chart that I've been working on. If I go to this chart, and the stitches that are down here were not stitched today, they were stitched several days ago. If I flag these as frogged, I'm not going to have stitches removed today, only from the total count, because I didn't stitch them today. I stitched them on a different day. They will come out of the total count. There you go, that's dropped down, but they wouldn't have dropped out of stitch today. We'll just mark those back in so I don't forget. Well, no, we won't. We'll come back to that later. So hopefully this short video will give you some ideas on what you can use the edit legend function for when you are working with your charts, whether it's putting a note in for colours that are not currently supported as a colour set, or just little notes to yourself that a stitch is a half stitch, or it may double search. Thank you for watching.